Investment, Trade and Industry Minister Liu Chintong said the establishment of the economic zone would benefit Johor and be profitable for Singaporeans.
And that will benefit Johor as well as benefiting Singapore because cost of living is much higher in Singapore. And we're hoping that in those contexts, in the context of Johor, Singapore Special Economic Zone, the relaxation of MM2H and all this will help actually to further spur the economy in Johor.
Meanwhile, Sarawak received 8.7 billion ringgit from tourism thus far this year. Met by reporters in Cebu, Sarawak, Deputy Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Minister Datuk Snowden Lawan said this came from tourists visiting Sarawak. He noted that one of the ministries that contributes a rather big part of Sarawak's revenue is the Tourism Ministry, adding that this shows how important tourism is to Sarawak. Still ahead, 2 young Palestinians shot dead by Israeli forces in West Bank. Now on to the foreign news. 2 young Palestinian men have been killed by Israeli forces in 2 separate incidents in the occupied West Bank. According to the Palestinian Health Ministry, the incidents on Saturday killed 20-year-old Aziz Abdul Rahim Ekhlail and 25-year-old Salim Nasir Hajar. The Palestinian news agency Wafa reported Ekhlail was shot in the abdomen by the Israeli forces in the town of Beit Umar, while Hajar was killed in the city of Tulkarem. The Palestinian Health Ministry said Hajar was shot by Israeli forces in the city's Deir al-Ghussun area while he was accompanying his brother, who was also arrested. Meanwhile, the deaths of the young men bring the total number of Palestinian fatalities reported in the occupied territory since that day to 290, making it the deadliest year on record in 18 years. The death toll includes at least 65 children, with a further 3,365 injured. According to the Palestinian Prisoners Society, Israeli authorities have also stepped up the arrests of Palestinians in the occupied West Bank and East Jerusalem since October 7th, with more than 4,500 people detained in the past 2 months. Settler attacks against Palestinians and their properties are also on the rise, leading to heightened tensions in the occupied West Bank. According to the territory's health ministry, in the besieged Gaza Strip, at least 18,800 Palestinians, mostly women and children, have been killed in Israeli attacks since October 7th. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres warned Friday that human rights are under attack around the world, while praising those who defend them. During a ceremony marking the Universal Declaration of Human Rights' 75th anniversary. In his remarks at a ceremony marking the declaration adopted on 10th December 1948 in the UN headquarters in New York City, Guterres said, "Conflicts are raging with appalling consequences for civilians, as witnessing every single day with immense death and suffering in Gaza.
Inequalities are deepening, anger and poverty are rising, women's rights are stalling and in some cases going into reverse. Civic space and media freedom is being rolled back and new threats are blossoming, from catastrophic climate disasters to artificial intelligence, which holds the potential for immense possibility but also for immense peril."
The UN chief also urged all member states to strengthen their commitment to making human rights a reality.
And age-old hatreds are resurging with a vengeance, from racism to xenophobia and religious intolerance. People are being violently targeted solely for their religion, their ethnicity, or who they love. But across the world, human rights defenders are lights in the darkness. They are changing lives, fighting, educating, and holding power to account to make human rights a living, breathing reality.
And now moving on to sports. La Liga champions Barcelona dropped more points in the Spanish title race in a tense 1-1 draw at Valencia on Saturday. Xavi Hernandez's side moved third, a point clear of Atletico Madrid, but trail Real Madrid by 4 and shock leaders Girona by 6. Having played one game more than all 3 sides, Atletico fell 2-0 at Athletic Bilbao earlier Saturday, but the Catalans could not take full advantage in an entertaining clash on the East Coast. And finally, Borussia Dortmund's league struggles continued on Saturday as the visitors were held to 1